12 years in that division, and they're out.
Hey guys, welcome back to Seadogs Can Fly. This is episode 28, season 6, and it's our debut season in the Championship. Last episode we beat Reading away from home, and you saw the first month's worth of fixtures, as well as a pre-season roundup, including our record transfer signing. Today I'm going to get you caught up on all the fixtures up towards the end of October. Then we've got 2 live-com games for you, away to Newcastle and at home to Middlesbrough. So 2 cracking north-east derbies right there. So on to the schedule, and after the Reading game we beat Preston 4-1 away from home in the EFL Cup. Gary Bowden and Suga both got a brace in a second string 11. That was our 3rd away victory on the bounce, so looking really good on the form books. We then thrashed Sheffield Wednesday 3-0, 28 shots, 10 on target, 1 clear-cut chance and 4 half chances, and the goals were not bad either. Grasso crossing for Saltella for the first goal, before Gut was involved in the second, setting up a great strike from Gomez, who's been a little bit hot and cold in fairness so far, but when he's on he really is, and this game he was on fire, crossing for Suga, who came off the bench to score the 3rd. We then had an excessively frustrating game against Cardiff, where we took the lead at one point but kept getting pegged back. We lost this one 4-3 in the end despite a really great late comeback. 32 shots, 15 on target, and a couple of chances weren't enough to see us home in that match. The 4-4-2 proved very difficult to play against. And it was a similar story against Brentford, where we drew 1-1 away from home. I was happy to come away with a point there, in all fairness. Crystal Palace away from home next, 2-0 in the EFL Trophy. Premier League team there, so a great little scalp to have. Salmon and Williams scoring in the 92nd minute, before Blackburn were easily beaten 3-1 away from home, including an exceptional team goal, really quick counter-attack there, finished off well by Ryan Williams. We scored in the 2nd and the 8th minute there before Louis Barry wrapped the game up in the 92nd minute off the bench. Plymouth next, we won this one 6-2. They came up with us last season, you may remember, and we dominated. They only had 4 shots, 3 on target and 43% of possession. We had 37 shots, 5 clear-cut chances and 5 half chances. And bear in mind, again, we were playing a so-called second string 11. In all fairness, we've got such a strong squad this season. They're not superstars in their own right, but it's really well-rounded in depth, so we've got a good team to rotate. Charlton next, away from home at the Valley. We won 3-1 with a Williams goal and then 2 from Trond Martin Saltella, including this team goal right here, which involved I think 5 or 6 players by the end, where Saltella smashed the ball into the top corner. It's so great to see the team linking up in the 4-2-4. QPR were beaten in the last match that we're going to talk about. That was 3-1. Georges Grasso scored in the 21st minute, before Ryan Williams scored in the 35th minute and the 57th. Really great performance here. We dominated QPR, and if you look at the stats, we had 18 shots on target and 8 half chances, as well as 4 clear-cut chances. So we're really bossing teams in the Championship at the moment, and when we're not getting results, it's quite unlucky. And that takes us nicely into the Newcastle game. It's at St James's Park. They're favourites 4-7, and they're sitting 3rd, only 3 points behind the Seadogs. We have dominated using Concerto this season, and Newcastle are going to be playing a 4-5-1. They've got Crawford in behind with fantastic speed and decent technicals. Lainez is one of their main threats on the wing. He can really craft a chance, as well as Cook, their deep line playmaker, who's got great vision. He works hard. Amazing passing, and those physicals are sensational. Look at that for 19 balance. He's one hell of a playmaker. Now, the fact that they're playing a cautious mentality does worry me, and the tiki-taka style feeds right into their hands when I'm playing Concerto. So we're going to stick it onto the cautious mentality. I just don't want to commit too many bodies forward in the attack. The starting 11, I'm not going to go through it because you probably won't know half the players anyway, but essentially it's a half and half between my first choice players and my second string. We've got Middlesbrough coming up very shortly, and I want to be able to field a full 11 for that game. First highlight goes to Newcastle as Warburton comes in with a long throw and Saltella slips the ball underneath the goalkeeper. Pretty terrible defending by the looks of it, but we'll take that. It's only inside of 10 minutes and we're 1-0 up. Now Newcastle are going to be really good in behind. I've already mentioned this. So what we need to do is be very careful to tell players to ease off the tackles, because when they're chasing backwards, that's when you get red cards. So any yellow card needs sorting out straight away. Looks like they're in behind here, Newcastle, and that's a great effort from Corona. Goes out for the corner. Corona again swings one in. Well dealt with by Williams, the giant. Alzate to Shackleton, chips it over to Zifuk. Zifuk, that's a terrible name. Corona crosses. Crawford, he may be good in behind, but he can't head for shit. Warburton with the long throw. Fires one in, but Stefan deals with it this time. To be honest, I think we've been justified going with the cautious approach. We've had a lot of players back whenever Newcastle have tried to counter us, which means we've been able to fire our own counter-attack. Gomez swings one in, Williams on the end of it. Good header, but great save again by Stefan. Having Williams up front as that advance forward has been great this season. We really missed that aerial presence last year. And Gomez has been really good from the inverted winger role because he is good on both foot. So you don't know which way he's going to go. Oh my days, what a goal that is. That is such a great team goal. Williams, I was questioning why he was nodding the ball back and not on goal, but you can see why just there. Gomez with his tenacity to take on Cook, sweeps to the outside, crosses the ball. Williams nods it back to Salmon, who seemed to have the lesser opportunity, but like we saw last season, time and again, Salmon scores from range. 61% of the possession we've had at half-time. Warburton with the long throw, loose it into Saltella, Williams, and off the bar, but it's offside anyway. Right boys, with Middlesbrough coming up, we're going to rest a few players. Definitely want Ryan Williams available so he can come off. I need Gomez so Lacour can come on, and then the final change will be George Jarman coming off. We can risk having someone that's not defensively minded at the back because we're 2-0 up. Actually, shit, Newcastle got a penalty. How did I miss that? Right, cancel those changes. Lanes. He slots it home. Right, well that changes everything. Right, we're going to have to stick with the back line as it is. I'm still going to have Barry up top though, and I still want Angel Gomez off for Lacour. We've got a corner. Warburton, the left back, he's had a great game from set pieces. Saltella the false 9 to Salmon. Salmon, play it out wide. Delaunay. Come on, work it out wide. There's so much space. I don't know why we're messing about in the middle of the park. And where is this highlight going? Lejeune. To Delaunay. To take your time. Bowman. Okay, maybe not that much time. If this just stops mid-highlight, that'd be ridiculous. That ball over the top is not working at all, is it? Almiron off the bench and shoots. Good save by Lejeune. If we're going to come away with this result, guys, we're going to have to do something about those long balls over the top. So I'm going to tell the lads to play shorter. I don't want them hoofing the ball forward like they have been. Newcastle highlight. Centre back brings it forward to Shackleton, the DMC. Oh, Almiron's in behind. But like in real life, Almiron cannot finish. Ball comes in. Alzate works it back out to Almiron. That's a great cross, but Joelinton from point blank range somehow manages to hit the goalkeeper. This is the third corner in a row for for Newcastle, sorry. We were on the ropes, but Barry's in behind. Now he doesn't have great pace, but he does have good skill. A really good tackle there from Laird, the fullback though. We're now into the last 2 minutes, guys, so you know what it is. It's game management. Let's regroup, tell the lads to hold the shape. We're already on a cautious mentality, so that should hopefully see the game out. And there we go. That was such an impressive display from the lads. Other than David Salmon, who scored that cracker of a goal, there wasn't anyone who really stood out, but it was just a great all-round team display. Deserved winners. Salmon inspires us to the victory, and that takes us to the next game in the North East against Middlesbrough. So another North East derby, this time at the Flamingo Land Stadium, and we're sitting pretty with a game in hand and 2 points clear at the top of the table. Middlesbrough are in terrible form, so we're definitely the favourites here. And while they're going to play a similar style to Newcastle, including a cautious mentality and the same shape, they don't have the same type of players. They've got a bit of speed there in Gill, but they reckon he's going to play as a false 9, which means he'll be dropping deep. So that ball over the top isn't going to be as much of an issue as it was against Newcastle. With the way they're playing, their form compared to ours, I'm quietly confident, so I'm going to go with the attacking mentality. We're also at home. I've got my key players back in the squad. So we're going to go for it, guys. Worth noting, Wardle is still injured, so I'm having to play Berg as the centre-back. He's very much makeshift. He's not quite adapted to the role yet, but he's got the attributes for it, so we're trying to push him forward in that position. We'll encourage the lads, send them out, come on you Seadogs. And in a very uneventful first half, the first highlight goes to Gut, crossing the ball, cleared out, but Gomez brings it forward, crosses, Gale, over the bar. We've not had an awful lot of opportunities here. We've only had one shot on target. The game's starting to spice up a little bit now as Williams gets on the end of the throw-in and Saltella with his 7th goal of the season. He's really developed on Martin Saltella. I love the Norwegian to pieces and I really hope we can keep him around for a while because I think he's got a lot more improvement to do. His movement off the ball and his flair is just great, especially in the lower leagues. And we've got our second. Gut finally has a corner payoff and Lucas Delaunay, towering over the centre-back, scores. Well, it's not a vintage display by any means and a lot of our chances are coming from set pieces, but we are winning and Grasso almost scores a peach for goal there. Gomez, I'm not quite sure what he was doing, but in the end it's offside anyway. One last corner to settle the half off. Again, Gut with a great corner and the new centre-back, not adapted yet, but Berg is so good in the air. He's going to be a great player in defence if we can just get him a natural in the role. God, they're playing very deep, aren't they? It's a risky game when we're using such a high press and they've got no outball whatsoever. Gomez to Saltella. It's a foul in the middle of the park, but Ezabe, the right back, and he's terrible with his finishing. He's definitely coming on with his technicals, but finishing is not one of the attributes that he's improved in much. Right, we're going to make some substitutions, guys. I'm going to have Grasso off for Yusuga. I'm going to have Williams off for Barry. And Lacour, the Frenchman, can come on for Gomez, who's looking a little bit tired on that right wing. We'll assertively tell him I've got faith. And let's see how we get on. There's a highlight to finish off here first, though, as Walker is in behind for the first time for Middlesbrough. And there's nothing happening with the header from Antiste. Oh, we're in behind here. Saltella picks up the loose ball. And wow, Trond Martin Saltella, what a goal. Just have a look at this from Trond Martin Saltella. The high press there to perfection and the technique and craft to finish that off, exceptional. We have a throw and McCall's going to launch one into the middle. It's our set piece that. Yusuga off the bench crosses to Saltella for his 9th goal of the season. He has been brilliant today, Saltella, absolutely brilliant. Great long throw. Yusuga has the wherewithal to get the ball back in, but Saltella finds space to score. Great all-round performance from lads. Middlesbrough have a highlight here though, an opportunity, as Sims throws the ball in, and that's a consolation goal at best, I hope. Adam Nagy scores his first goal of the season for Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough with a free kick, swung one in, and that is another one, but it's been disallowed. Middlesbrough have now actually gone to a front three and they're playing a high press, so our cautious mentality should work really well with that, give us an opportunity to launch more counter-attacks with more players behind the ball. As Zabe finds Yusuga, and it's a good tackle, and that is full time. 4-1, top of the table by 5 points already, a goal difference of 25, next nearest is 14. This season is shaping up very nicely indeed, and that was one hell of a performance from Saltella. Hat-trick hero takes the match ball home. Here's Saltella for you guys. He's not lightning quick, but he can certainly develop that area of his game, but he is a great all-round talent with teamwork, vision, decision making, and those technicals have really shot up in the last year. He's had 9 goals from 11 starts, and if you check out his overall progress of all time, look at that. Since we signed him 3 or 4 seasons ago, just amazing improvement, and more especially in the last 12 months he's gone up 2 in his finishing, 1 in his long shots, and 1 in a lot of areas. I'm really impressed with the Norwegian. Right guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the series as always. If you haven't done so already, do subscribe and click the bell button to see new episodes as and when they go live, and if you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up, it would be much appreciated. I'll leave you a lot of guides in the description, guys, so you can A, download my tactics, and then B, look at all the different ways I play the game, from signing new gens to using shouts, stuff like that. Right, I'll love you and leave it, and we'll see you with the next episode. Cheers guys.